Hi and welcome back to Midlife Curiouses. Join me as I explore the Mekong Delta today. Our first stop was the Silk and Bamboo Workshop where we learned how silk is made from silk thread and how coconut and bamboo fiber are used to make many different things.
Hi, it's the wrist cup. You can keep it please approach a little bit. Like a scarf, very special.
Yes. How do you design you emboss it?
Yeah. That's one silk, and this one
That's the
warm
that's the
inside.
worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the yellow one and the white color, same natural color. Because with this one it change DNA. It's limited color. And out of 1,000 white cocoon, just one yellow cocoon. It's limited color. Yes. And what is one cocoon? Same thing over there. Boil in hot water about 90 minutes, and then you can take the threads. Yeah. And very very long. One cocoon is 1,000 meter. Very tiny. Is it touch?
Yes.
Very strong. The worm inside. It have a lot of protein. Cái này nè. Để dẫn vô đi. Because have lots of protein, you can eat it. Yeah. For a lady, have you beautiful skin, and for men, stronger. Yeah, and this here I have weaving, poly, dye color, and weaving. Okay, I will show you bamboo inside. Which one is a coconut from coconut shell? Bamboo is from bamboo tree.
Okay.
With the bamboo tree, you can take bamboo fiber. And with the bamboo fiber, you can make like the face tower, bath tower, underwear, clothes, many things from bamboo. This here, I have put the charcoal. Bamboo charcoal, yes. And this here, I have coconut charcoal. And with both, you can use a lot of products like this. Toothpaste, shampoo, pen, many things. Yes.
These are all made from bamboo, huh?
Yeah, bamboo and coconut.
Oh.
I'm 25.
And him?
He's 21.
21.
Then we got back in the van and drove here for the motorboat to start our Mekong Delta tour. Mr. Jun, our guide, explained that our motorboat would take us along the 4 islands named after animals, namely the Dragon, Unicorn, Phoenix, and Turtle Islands. We would stop at the Unicorn Island. He then told us about the experiences included in our tour, like tasting honey tea and tropical Vietnamese fruits, listening to Vietnamese folk songs, taking a horse cart ride and sampan boat ride, and visiting a coconut candy workshop. Inside the waiting room, there was a souvenir shop, and we looked around while we waited for our motorboat. Apart from the usual souvenirs, there were some surprising ones, like this cured hide of an entire crocodile. Then it was time to get aboard our motorboat. I had purchased an ao yai, the traditional Vietnamese dress, at the souvenir shop to accentuate my Mekong Delta experience. The Mekong Delta lies in the southernmost part of Vietnam. It is called the Rice Bowl of Vietnam. The river Mekong unravels into 9 rivers, creating the fertile delta. In Vietnamese, Mekong Delta means 9 Dragon River Delta. The only way to navigate this region is by boat. It is also home to many rare and endangered species. As it is near the equator, the Mekong Delta has a tropical climate. This region has 2 distinct seasons, the rainy season from May to November and the dry season from December to April. Flooding season typically lasts from July to November. Rice fields are dug as the waters recede. Fisheries also thrive throughout the annual flood. This charming land of water and greenery is considered to be a region of unparalleled beauty by many visitors. Then our motorboat stopped here. Here we were to taste the honey tea. It is also an apiary. Just as I was walking inside, my family called out to me. They had spotted a photo op for me in my ao yai, so I went right back out. So I had pictures of myself in a hanbok in South Korea and now ao yai in Vietnam.
What's it?
to horn ladies.
No.
It doesn't sting. Doesn't sting. Doesn't sting because
Then we went inside for some honey tea. It was served with delicious honey-coated banana chips.
Flour. And this one is camphor.
And this is tea. This is tea?
Yeah, green tea.
Green.
Then it was time to enjoy some fresh fruit and traditional singing. Here we got our first look at the forbidden fruit of Vietnam in a very literal sense. The lady here is selling the Vietnamese durian fruit. It has a very strong smell like overripe jackfruit and tastes like that too. It is expressly forbidden to bring one inside your hotel room in many hotels in Vietnam. Mr. Jun bought some for his family and it did overwhelm the air inside our van on the ride home. The pineapple, guava, watermelon, dragon fruit, and grapefruit were not only fresh and delicious, but were served with chili salt. In India, it is very popular to sprinkle this on guava.
Chào, hello, ni hao, ni hao. Chim tung bay ông dân. Chim quyên quay.
Next up was a horse carriage ride, but unfortunately the horse seemed ill, so we got down and took a golf cart-like vehicle to our next stop. The ride through the village was lovely. It reminded me of Goa, India, with its narrow lanes and greenery. Banana plants, coconut trees, and this motorcycle just completed the scene. Then we got off the cart and took a short walk. The next part of our itinerary was the highlight of our Mekong Delta experience, and indeed one of my favorite parts of the whole trip. Sampan boat ride through the narrow canals.
it's not compulsory. Now we get on the boat, but
Yes.
we normally when the people they serve you, so if you tip them, so they were
Who?
more happy. The boat.
We will give. It's okay.
Boat rider. We have two boats.
Okay.
Vietnam didn't always have tipping culture. It is a more recent phenomenon, probably brought about by the increasing number of tourists. The tip is usually 1 USD per person per service. For people like us Indians who don't carry dollars, you can tip in Vietnamese dong or VND as it is called. However, some people consider 1 USD to be 20,000 VND, some will say it is 25,000 VND, etc. So I would recommend that before you accept any service, especially boat rides, confirm the tip amount with the service provider in advance and as far as possible tender the exact amount. If you give them large denomination notes or big money as they call it, they don't return the small money. That is, you don't get change back. I understand that these are very hard-working people, especially the boatmen and boatwomen. Rowing boats all day is obviously hard labor, and it is people like the tea servers, singers, and boatmen that give us an immersive experience on our trip. But we were unaware of this practice and had not included this expense in our trip budget. And our trip lasted 15 days. Now, in our Mekong Delta tour itself, Mr. Jun had advised us to pay 100,000 VND to the singers and 100,000 VND to the boatmen at the rate of 25,000 VND per person. As per the exchange rate I had got when I purchased VND before my trip, 100,000 VND equals 380 Indian rupees. So in the span of one afternoon, I had spent 760 Indian rupees in just tips. Also, before we left India, the Vietnamese travel agency that our Indian travel agency had tied up with to provide the guides and drivers had told us that we had to pay 4 USD per person per day to the guide and driver combined. I had found it too much, but they had said it was standard. I had eventually agreed as I knew the guide and driver would be spending the whole day with us. Also, I was aware of this expense before we left and it was provided for in our travel budget. However, I had not been informed that I would have to additionally tip for every service we took. Also, another mistake I made was agreeing to the tips of the guides and drivers in USD. I should have insisted they quote the tips in VND. That way, it becomes a fixed amount, not open to personal interpretation or changes in exchange rates. Also, what Mr. Jun said about tips not being compulsory, as we neared the end of our ride, I had 50,000 VND ready and handed it over just as I got off. However, my sons had not heard Mr. Jun and were in another boat behind us. They were pointedly asked by the boatman for the tip before he rowed them to the drop-off point. The purpose of sharing this information is not to complain. It is only to help anyone watching this understand this practice and avoid being blindsided like we were. And we were off. Now enjoy the ride. The boatman will provide you with the conical hats for both sun protection as well as photo ops. Sampan are wooden boats used for transport, fishing, and even as mobile mini markets to sell things from. Their shape makes maneuvering easy through the narrow canals. My son took this video from their boat behind us. After the Sampan ride, we got back on the motorboat. The tender coconut water was very sweet and refreshing on the hot day. Next stop, Coconut Candy Workshop. The older or more mature the coconut, the thicker the flesh inside. These are the coconuts picked to make the candy. This scythe used to break open the coconuts is very similar to the one used in India. The flesh is separated and ground. Then it is mixed in this mixer with different ingredients like chocolate, etc. to give it a variety of flavors. It is then cooled in these trays and allowed to harden, then cut into pieces. The freshly made candy we were allowed to taste was fragrant and delicious. This is the packaged product available for sale. Just outside, there are a few shops selling cute souvenirs. The cane purses and bags are especially pretty. Also on sale for connoisseurs of exotic liquors, snake wine with whole snakes in the bottle. Then back in our motorboat and back to where we had started. Then we drove to the Vinh Trang Pagoda, our last stop in our Mekong Delta tour. The original name of this pagoda is Vinh Truong. It means eternal for mountains and rivers, eternal for heaven and earth. The architecture is a unique combination of Vietnamese, Chinese, French, Roman, and Khmer styles. In addition to its architecture, this temple is famous for its exquisitely carved statues and beautiful grounds and gardens. The structure inside the Vinh Trang Pagoda was built in the form of the Chinese letter Quoc. Roofed with red tiles, the project has an area of 1,400 square meters, including 4 consecutive spaces: front hall, main hall, ancestral house, and back house. The main side of the pagoda is built of concrete, overall resembling an old French-style house. Part of the pagoda's roof is influenced by Khmer culture. Decorative ceramic tiles come from Japan. The rows of columns on the facade and along the corridor towards the pagoda are slender combined with arched windows. The arches are decorated with Roman architectural patterns mixed with Western Renaissance style. Iron gates and windows resemble a French villa. In the main hall of the pagoda, there are over 60 Buddha statues cast in wood, bronze, terracotta, and cement. Many statues are gilded with shiny gold and were carved in the late 19th century. Connecting the areas is a square open space featuring greenery, plants, and a rockery in miniature. What draws locals and tourists alike here are the three giant statues of the Buddha. This is the Maitreya Buddha. Of course, we all know him as the Laughing Buddha, a symbol of joy, contentment, and prosperity. He is considered to be a representation of happiness and abundance. We are now walking towards the statue of the Shakyamuni Buddha. It is a 32-meter long statue. It represents Buddha during his last illness, about to enter parinirvana, the stage of great salvation after death that can only be attained by enlightened souls. Commonly referred to as the reclining Buddha, this statue captivates a large number of tourists to come and pray. This statue represents Buddha lying on his side with a calm and content expression. The manicured gardens add to the calming and soothing atmosphere with lotus ponds, fruit-bearing trees, bonsai trees, and flowering plants. Just ahead here is the statue of the Amitabh Buddha. It is 24 meters high. This sculpture depicts the Buddha standing and watching over sentient beings in all realms. Many locals consider this Buddha statue to be the symbol of the Vinh Trang temple. Our tour done, our van dropped us off in District 1. Crossing the street, just like we do back home in Pune, India. There too, traffic is dominated by scooters and motorcycles. So we are true pros at crossing streets like this one. Then we went for a late lunch or high tea at Starbucks. This vegetarian plant meat quiche reminded me of our Korean holiday last year, where our staple diet was Starbucks plant meat sandwiches. With time to kill before dinner, we decided to visit the Ben Thanh Market again, as it was very close to our hotel. In addition to coffee and dry fruits, this market is most famous for selling first copies, as they call them, of watches, handbags, shoes, and branded clothes. However, I was only interested in something uniquely Vietnamese, so we just took a walking tour. Then we saw this shop selling cute Vietnam-themed graphic t-shirts. Come and watch me use my rather poor bargaining skills.
How much?
250 for one.
150.
Other color in this?
I got different color. Okay, 200, madam.
No, 150.
Okay, what size you want?
I want
For you or for someone else?
for me.
For you.
XL, I think, okay?
Yeah. XL.
थोड़ा मोटा. So XL and for him double XL. But white color. White color?
That is okay.
You want white and you?
Pink.
This color?
Yes.
Okay, for you this color already, and I give white color for you.
Yes.
1 minute, huh?
Yes.
Looking my store happy.
Okay.
She went to get us the colors and sizes we wanted. Some of the popular slogans are "What the fur," "You are the barn for me," "Together forever," "Just for you," "Good morning Vietnam," and many more. Here to the right are the branded air quotation marks t-shirts. So she got us the colors and sizes we wanted. We finalized our purchases and continued our exploration. We passed this very cute souvenir shop but walked on. Then we decided we wanted to buy a handheld fan as it was very hot inside the market. So we went back.
Fan?
Fan. How much?
100.
Can you give little less? 70.
Very cheap.
75.
Give me 80.
You have the same with stand?
No.
Pick which color? Choose. It has charger?
Yeah. Check.
Oh. You like the color, Akash?
Yes.
Is it comforting to you? Very nice.
Those are still sweets.
Here we saw the snake vine again and some very cute dream catchers. Then in this shop next door here, we stopped for some fridge magnets. He also had some very cute Vietnam themed totes.
Magnet? How much? How much?
This one, yeah, long behind.
If I take more, will you give me for 20?
Fridge magnets are light, compact, and easy to carry back. They remind you of your trip on your fridge door. They make great gifts too.
If I take 5, give me for 20.
Buy one gift. You buy 5 and what?
We then wandered through the food area. Most of the stalls were either closed or they were yet to open. More souvenir shops. And up here ahead, so many more shops selling coffee and dry fruits again. You will also find shops here that will stitch ao yai or suits for you in just a day. You can just buy the cloth from them too. I've heard it's very good quality, especially the silk cloth. We then decided to see if we could buy a couple of sleeveless t-shirts and came to the same shop. There was a different lady tending to it though.
You have sleeveless for me? Sleeveless, yes, yes.
Yeah, without sleeves.
Yes.
Basketball. You want cotton or you want basketball?
Sorry?
You want like this quality
Or
or you want like this quality?
both? One.
One. But this one 250.
We make little less.
Yeah, because you are my fan already.
Yes.
You can see I wear every day.
Yes. Yes.
And then I give for him size.
Give me for 125.
Okay, not that's why I
150.
cannot
150. Then what will you give this one for?
sell. I give you 250. Just the basket.
Make little less.
I give you good price. I don't want to give you high price and discount because you buy for me already. And then this one he needs to wear 2 weeks sale, maybe 3 weeks sale.
तुला हवंय का आकाश?
No, this is good actually. This one I'll take. If you're okay with it.
This is what? Oh, this is which one?
Extra, no?
3XL.
3x.
Do you have 2XL?
I have 2XL.
3XL is a little
ती
big.
थोडी जास्ती मोठी होईल बरोबर आहे.
Could you show me 2XL? Make little less, no please. Little
No,
less.
that's good price already.
Please,
I cannot
little,
discount more.
little bit. Come on.
I know, but I cannot
I'm nearing
discount.
the end of my video, so I want to mention that after Ben Thanh, we went to this place, Pizza and Bia, for dinner. They have great pizza and pasta and a good selection of beers as well, so it's worth a visit. I was too tired to take videos though. An important thing to know about this market is that this market has many entrances, so make a note of where you entered from, as we had some difficulty finding our way out. I hope you liked this video, as I had a lot of fun making it. Please like and subscribe. Also, hit the bell so you get notified when I post videos of the rest of our 15-day trip. Thanks for watching and bye for now.